Ryan Reynolds has done it again and has given us another hit movie outside of the Deadpool franchise. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk about Free Guy, which stars Ryan Reynolds, Jodie Comer, Taika Waititi, and many other people. And of course was directed by Shawn Levy of Night Museum and Real Steel. Those awesome movies. And my gosh, this movie was so much fun. Me and my dad saw it in our local theater this past Tuesday, and it was a freaking blast. Everything from the characters to the world building of that video game, just everything, the overall story just worked really well. And you definitely see Ready Player One meets The Truman Show. Like that to me is just, it's so good how you blend those two together and make an original movie like this. And yeah, like right now, I'm trying to give you my quick, this is not gonna be like a full-on in-depth review like my last one was, but I'm gonna give you just my overall, just what I really enjoyed about this movie. I really enjoyed Ryan Reynolds as Guy and Jodie Comer's character, how she is in the real world, and then how her avatar she plays as is, and just the backstory and how she and the guy from Stranger Things, I forgot his name, but you've probably seen the trailers and maybe by now you've seen the movie, so you know who I'm talking about. The two of them made this video game together, and then Taika's character who runs Tsunami, which is this big corporation, gaming corporation, I think. Basically, is like, I'm gonna buy your game, and then basically goes behind their back and makes Free City. Yeah, that's what it's called, Free City. Sorry, I said the world's called Free Guy. No, the game's called Free City. But it's somewhere hidden. You'll find out about in the movie. Their game is hidden somewhere in the world. And that's what the whole story is about. It's not just about Ryan Reynolds' character in the game kind of, figuring out like, oh, there's more to life than just doing the same thing every day, which he does. That's what he's supposed to do. And then these people with the sunglasses, because they're separated by Guy and those people, to then the sunglasses people who just go around and just cause mayhem and shoot buildings, beat up people, run them over with their cars and stuff. But overall, just the story and how their game was stolen. Taika's character made Free City, but it's hidden, and the whole story is about them. Just basically, she's looking for this clip that has the information and kind of just the fact that it's there, and that this guy. This is why she has a lawsuit against Taika's character because of this stuff. So that was really interesting. And then of course, I forgot the guy's name, but the guy from Get Out. Who I think he's a cop in Get Out. The guy who's friends with Daniel Kaluuya's character. I think I butchered his last name, but he's the guy's best friend. He's also the security guard at the bank you saw in the trailers. And they have such a great relationship. And there's such a sweet scene at the end that I won't give away. But if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And yeah, I think just a lot of the characters overall, and then I'm actually gonna give you a quick spoiler on my next thing, which is about the cameos that they have in this movie. Any good Ryan Reynolds movie, there are gonna be cameos in this because it's also a video game world. So, who are some of these cameos? Well, one of them is just out in the open that you'll see in the very beginning, which is Channing Tatum, and he's funny. The guy who actually, in the real world, who uses him as his avatar, he's hilarious. There's this funny scene near, I don't want to say the end of the movie, but just like as we get closer to the, so funny. And then some voices. I'm only going to give you, I'll give you some of them. Tina Fey, John Krasinski, Hugh Jackman, of course, and Dwayne Johnson. Some of those people, you'll recognize their voices like instantly. It was so funny, just because they weren't there, because it was so funny him talking about how they just called him and said, hey, you want to be a voice in the movie? Sure, I will. So yeah, but the cameos were great. And again, I just enjoyed this movie a lot, and how Guy learns like what it takes to be, I guess, a hero in a way. How to level up, do kind of nice things for people, like saving them from mayhem, and then just basically upgrading, and so good, Actually, this movie does have a lot of heart in it. It's really good. Shawn Levy does a great job directing this movie, as he tends to do with a lot of movies like Real Steel, Night Museum franchise, and many other stuff, and even as a producer. I just had a blast. I mean, that's what this movie is. You have a blast in the theater. Some funny jokes in the movie that were really funny. And yeah, it's just, like I said, this one wasn't going to be as in-depth as like the Suicide Squad was. But yeah, it was so good. And I know they talked about how Ryan Reynolds said Disney wants a sequel. Even though this is an original movie, and they do crack jokes about sequels in the movie, actually. Um, but I can kind of see where they could do a sequel. I can see it a little bit. Me and my dad were talking about it as we were leaving the theater, what they could do. And I think they should take like their sweet time if they do decide like, yeah, let's do a sequel. I think they'll take their time, and they should. I think Disney will probably let them take their time and treat it with care like they did with this first one. And yeah, and now what I want after this is I want not just Free Guy 2, I want a Real Steel 2. And even like I think Sean Levy said it, let's do a sequel on Disney Plus or a Disney Plus series. Listen, as long as it's a sequel and Hugh Jackman's in it, and the fact that he wants Ryan Reynolds in it, I want that so freaking badly. Do you know how much fun that would be? I don't care if he's a physical character or he's voicing a robot or the robot. I don't care. Give me Real Steel 2, Sean Levy, and Disney. Disney and 20th Century Studios, give us Real Steel 2. I don't want them going to Netflix and doing it. I want them to do it there because, oh man, it'd be so much fun. I'm telling you, man, it's going to be so good. Thank you all for watching this review. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry that it wasn't so in-depth as my last one was. But I had a blast, and I highly recommend it. I can't recommend this movie enough. Go watch it in the theater. I'm telling you, man, it's so good. So good. And, yeah, again, just thanks for watching, and I'll see you next review, which will most likely be probably Shang-Chi. So, well, we'll see. But anyway, stay cool, everybody.